Hi, my name is Ben Ramsey, and I'm going to show off my game Dungeons of Cumorah. It's for Roku, and I'm willing to bet you may have never gotten a submission for Roku before, maybe in all the years ever. I don't know. But it is one of the most popular platforms in the world. It is the most popular streaming platform. It's international. It's all over the world. There are millions and millions of currently active Roku accounts, and this game can run on every single one of them. It's built into tons of TVs. It's a really popular place, but fortunately it mostly has casual and lousy games. Mine is the only serious hardcore game ever developed for Roku. Now, this is a project I've been working on since 2014. In my spare time, I have a job, I have kids, I have a wife, I have a church. I'm a busy guy, so it's been almost 8 years, but we'll see. I'm nearing the end. We're nearing completion here. I have wrote the story. I have done all the art. I've done all the music. I've done all the sound. I've done all the programming, all the everything. So it's a one-man show. And as you can see, it's green. The whole game is this monochrome green style, like old-timey computers from the 80s or so. And we've got a little intro story. I'm going to play just a little bit more of the intro, then we'll jump in and take a look. It's an adventure. It's a dungeon crawl. It's a puzzle game, kind of like Zelda or Dungeon Master or Legend of Grimrock. All of the treasures. So I have maybe about 100 items. Weapons and armor, potions, keys, rings, cloaks and other gear, different kinds of food. There's an alchemy crafting system. There are treasures to find. So we won't look at all this, but this is just the kind of the intro crawl with the story. Now, there's also a side game that I developed called Ziezram's Maze. This is procedurally generated. It's a different maze every time, and it's a much simplified version of the game. Let me go into it. And you can set how many levels you want in the maze, up to 12. You can say how big you want each level. I'll do a large one for a quick demo. Whether you want it to be a maze style or a dungeon style with chambers and a more different kind of layout than a straightforward maze. Dark or light, or how many monsters you want. And let's generate. So this is procedurally generated. I never know what it's going to come up with. The main game is not. The main game is handcrafted dungeons with handcrafted puzzles. So we got a coin there. We can open the door. There's a slime. Let's fight him. There are some few different power-ups and items that you get just by stepping on them. Oh, let's get that hourglass. That freezes time. So now we can kill these guys without any danger. But it only lasts a few seconds. These sword power-ups, if I use one, now my next few hits will be strong. Boom. Alright, so let me show you the map as soon as I fight that slime. If I open the map, you can see this is the second largest one. You can get all the way down to a very tiny room. So, variety of settings and pretty simple dungeon gameplay. Let's go back out to the non-procedurally generated, the main game called Dungeons of Cumorah Elendia's Esteem, and start a new game. And I'll show you a few minutes worth of gameplay. So we start off in this chamber of solitude. You can look out the window and read about some bats and trees. You can look at your bed. You can look at some other items, the fire and the chair. Then we can read this book. There are a lot of texts in the game. Most of them have these triple dash, you can see at the top, 3 hyphens. And that means this is optional. I have this paragraph here that explains. This is just for immersion and fiction background. So players who don't want to read all that can skip through it real quick and don't have to. There are some texts that will have asterisks, which indicate it's an important piece of information that has clues and has instructions for playing or for solving a puzzle or whatever you need to do. Let's smash this barrel. Press back arrow to open the main menu. So there's the main menu. The back arrow is on the remote. Now, Roku is not a gaming platform. It has these remotes, but I've done my best to make it ergonomic. You can also in the settings under controls, change all the button controls as much as you want. Or you can choose one of the defaults. You can choose a preset. Depending on how many buttons your remote, you can set it sideways. You know, this one has the A and B buttons down toward the bottom there, or you can do it sideways. And we have a lot of detailed options here for players who want to mess with that. How many milliseconds before you start stepping and turning, and all kinds of things. Scrolling, like the menu scheme, I like to be a little faster when you go up and down. Anyway, read this book. I won't obviously read it all for this little preview video for you guys. But if you want to read that, you can pause the video on each page. Oh, there's a rock. Oh, there's a pressure plate. Let's read this book. Reading the book is what's opening each door. But that door's shut. We can't open it. Here's a spoiler. Put the rock on the pressure plate. Read the book again. And then the plate stays down. So that's the first little tiny puzzle in the game. And this plate is a once only. It stays down. So now, guess what? We can take the rock if we want. Alright, here's another book. Now you can just press left to close the book. But in case you want to read it, I'll show each page here. Teleporter. I can toss the rock through there. Doesn't help. Turn off the teleporter. Turn on and off thing. This is just introducing the mechanics of the game. We have an alcove here with a magic wand. And we could equip the rock too, I guess. Cast a spell to blast that barrel and hit the button. More background story. So this is all the home lair of the player, and we're gonna make our way to the first dungeon in just a minute. Let's do dexterity. We leveled up because we got XP from reading all those books. Let's be a ranger and confirm the level up. Okay, to progress you must give your all, so you have to put all your stuff in this alcove, and you get teleported to the other side of this door that can't open. Some of these doors can't open right now. That's for later. And we're kind of funneled over this way. Pick up a key. And here's the first room where we're zoomed out. Get a wider view. Some areas are like this to help you see what you need to, because here, stepping on these two plates opens that gate way down at the bottom. And then there's a rock, and if we try to toss it, it doesn't go far enough when we get a message saying a wielded throw is better. So this is just another introduction of mechanics where you can equip the rock, which I do have equipped right now in my right hand. And then when you attack, you use the attack button, it throws it like a weapon, and it's a much stronger throw than a toss. So I can toss this key too. It doesn't go very far, and a key's not a weapon. But rocks can be thrown as a throwing weapon, along with other things later in the game. So let's unlock this door, go in, and look, we have some arrows, a bow, some soup, some bread. We got some gear there. Ishmael's lab journal. And it has asterisks, so this has clues on how to play and how to solve this puzzle. And we get these gems, and here's a story about the first dungeon and why we're going to go there and what it is. Put a moonstone here and charge it. Boom. It consumes the moonstone. And put the garnet on the plate. There. We're ready to go. Let's go. Boom. Okay. So we have arrived at the first dungeon. These books are talents. You learn talents and you can apply them to kind of upgrade your skills and abilities. This is a little puzzle where you do these levers real quick before the timer goes. Of course, I know how to do everything in my own game, but the player would have to read that thing and learn how to do it. Okay, here's a bat. So let's find him. And let's switch over and throw the rock and punch him. We got him. All right. Dried batwing food, get my arrows, get the rock, and we have a key to get further. I think that's enough. You can see there's a map, there's items, there's puzzles, there's combat, there's weapons and armor, there's experience points, there's stats. We have now this game is not going to appeal to everyone. First of all, some people are just going to be turned off by the old school graphics. I think they're great. I love them. I mean, I'm a little bit older. I remember playing games as a kid back in the 80s, so this is kind of targeted towards that, but it has a lot of modern features as well for ease of use and modern conveniences and things. It's actually a pretty deep adventure dungeon crawler game, so I think it's worth a try. I've been working on it for a long time, put my heart and soul into it. So thank you for your consideration. Have a good day.